If you've had a Minecraft world for a long time, chances are you've tackled some big projects. And with bigger projects, smelting often becomes a huge part of the resource grind. I know it is for me. So today I'm going to build a smelting array. Honestly, my current setup works fine, but an upgrade really wouldn't hurt. Plus, I need an excuse to make a video about something. But I've got a lot of resources to gather, so let's make our way to the first location.
We got our first guy here. Looks like
It leads over there somewhere. I also want to collect some of this resin. Oh, okay, that's one way to do it. We got an automatic farm for it already, it seems. Can you just break it with your fist, I wonder? You can, nice. Okay, cool. Okay, actually that's perfect. Just stand right there. And I think I'll be able to farm it better. I don't know if it's damage based, like you need to do a certain amount of damage to get it to spread. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. We can just go ahead and break it. Very cool, very cool. Let's go find some more. Where is your heart, sir? Looks like it's somewhere this way, and I'm gonna take a guess and say it's probably right here. We only found 2, and I believe it's already becoming daytime right now. See you later, my friend. But we can now take this as an opportunity to collect this wood because I need quite a bit of this as well. Pale moss is also going to be a pretty big part of the build today, mostly making use of this feature. Something I didn't realize about this biome is that it has falling leaf particles. It makes me think of the new update, which is going to have the falling leaf particles to all trees. And I'm curious, what do you guys think of that? Are you guys excited for the new snapshot? Me personally, I'm really excited for the leaf litter and for the wildflowers. I think it's cool that we're getting more flower-based blocks similar to pink petals. One hope I have for it is that you can place it on any block, or at least the leaf litters. Right now you can only place it on dirt and grass and natural blocks. Although I think it would be really cool if you could place them on any block. All right, a pretty cool find. We've also got a woodland mansion over here. So I'm gonna go and loot that real quick. Might as well, right? Hey man, why are you hurting me? Uh-oh. Oh, come on. I didn't think he was actually going to be able to get me. This right here is why I always sleep through the night in this world. There's always a risk of a creeper deciding to redecorate one of my builds. Luckily, I managed to recover all my items this time, but I'll take that as a cue to wrap things up and head home because it's time to start preparing for my build. So I've been doing a lot of work on this terrain, filling in holes and smoothing everything out, and just generally making it look a lot better. I do have a lot more work to do on it. It's not in its final state, but it is in a place where I can start working on my build for today. And what I want to do today is to make a furnace array, because so far in this world, these two furnaces have been where I've been doing all of my cooking. And you can see I've put some hoppers here to make the process a little bit somewhat automatic, because yeah, I do a lot of smelting. And you know what? These two furnaces are just not cutting it anymore. And I've had to kind of disassemble my house a little bit to make it more functional. And I think it's time for an upgrade. So what we're going to go ahead and do is build a bigger and more functional furnace array. And I'm going to put it right here. It's going to be kind of something similar to the potion brewery, where a lot of the functionality is actually underground, just because the system is quite big. I'm not sure if I'm going to design my own system yet or just look one up on YouTube. I'll probably do the latter. But yeah, I think it'll be cool to have something like this kind of scale, but for smelting. And of course, we'll get a build in it as well. And I'm kind of thinking I want to, so we have this little section right here. I think punch out this section and make something similar like this room a little bit further over here underneath this next build and have them connect underground. Could be a cool idea. But I'm still very much in the planning process. I'm just kind of going with what feels right. And then eventually I do want to work on this mountain some more and give it some more of a cliff kind of feel with some texturing and a whole bunch of work that I want to do on it. And I think it'll help the build today stand out some more, but that should help it further in the future. So I know this build is looking really chaotic, but it was done with intention. I wanted to make a build that looks like it had previously burnt down, and since this is where my smelting array is going to be, I thought it was on theme to make it like this. But I do got to give a shout out to Mchmu, who both inspired and helped me make this build, specifically the roof, and she also did the tree as well. She really has a knack for this burn style of building, and I just felt like I had to have something like that in my world as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the details. And if you've seen my videos before, it should be no surprise that I did do a lot of detail with these windows here. And I tried to make them have a little bit of variability between the different sections of the build. So this stone area, for example, has a slightly different style of window than this white area. So yeah, in the stone area, we've got some scaffolding. I need some scaffolding to get up here, with some backwards placed banners behind them, and I stacked them up 3 high, and it gives this nice panes separation look to it, which I thought was really cool. And then down here, we've got what's supposed to be windows from the basement slightly peeking over the ground. And we've got another one here. And I did this trick before, but you just place doors instead of trapdoors, and so you have to dig a hole in the ground to do it. But I like these better than the regular trapdoors, and I also did that trick up here too. But we do have to talk about these stilts as well, because I knew I wanted to have a building that had some kind of overhang like this, and I didn't want to have stilts that were straight. I wanted to have some kind of angle, and I got to give some recognition to Vahan MC, who is an amazing builder who does some really crazy stuff with angles. This shape here was designed by Vahan using so many different things: walls, trapdoors, glass, and it gives this nice gradual angle that is only 2 blocks. But it feels like debug, but in survival is the best way that I can describe it. And I know the glass looks a little bit weird, but again, it's not something that really bothers me too much. I think it looks fantastic. Then I went with a pretty simple door design. I've actually used this design before on what is my bakery for this build. Just did the same thing, although I am pretty proud of this little detail. I was able to match the mycelium with this stone here, and then you can place a plant on it, and I think that just looks so nice. Interior, no interior yet, but we're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do something similar to what I did down here for the potion brewery. I'm just gonna dig a big hole and place something down there. Okay, I think it's time to talk about the highlight of the build, which is, of course, this roof. This roof looks incredible, but to get the charred look, we're using some nether brick here, and this is useful because it also allows us to use the same color with the fences and the walls, which really help give that destroyed look. But I'm pretty proud of this, but I was able to use the creaking heart in my gradient to transition from the gray terracotta to the pale oak log, which is just such a cool use. I'm so happy that I was able to actually use this block for transition. But we're also using some pale moss and some lichen to help transition from the charred look to the more natural material of the build. And yeah, it's really cool that we were able to make use of all the new blocks in the game. And we've also got some candles here to do the same thing. Another cool detail we have is the transition from the exposed copper to the weathered copper. And the idea with this is that there is some rust from when the roof was burning. Over here to the left, we have some campfires here, and this is supposed to be some scaffolding as the building is in the process of being reconstructed. And then, of course, this amazing tree by Mchmu. Yeah, I have no words for it. This blackstone blends so well with the pale oak and the deep slate, and it looks so cool. It has a charred look on the tree as well. And then on the ground here, we've got a little bit of an environment for this build. And I do need to add some more of this around the area to blend it in more naturally. A couple of other details that I missed. This is just supposed to be a sign, and then above that with the mushroom blocks, that is supposed to be a boarded up window, in case you were wondering. And last but not least, we have these chains with the carpet on top as a railing. And I know it's not connected, but you know what? You can't really tell when you're looking at it most of the time. Okay, but the next step for me is to work a little bit more on this terrain, and then also start figuring out what I'm gonna do for this furnace array. I will probably start digging. That means under here. I know it may not look like it, but this little section and up to the house is actually about 9 stacks of grass used, which is interesting because it definitely doesn't look like it at all. But I've done a little bit of work here now, and I think it's looking a lot better. For starters, I added some more of the dirt, all the different dirt types around the house. And then I got some of these dead bushes in place just to add to the feel. But that's all I did here. So let's take a look at the hole that I dug underneath the house here. We'll pop a night vision potion to see better real quick. But yeah, as you can see, in addition to digging out the hole already, I also got the furnace array already put in. And I ended up going with Mine the Fab's design. And I went for this design because, one, besides the hoppers, I thought it was very resource friendly. And two, it's relatively not a complex system compared to some other designs that are out there. And so I think this will fit my needs perfectly. How it works is on this side, you can put this is the input chest for putting all the items that you want to smelt in. And then on this side, This is where you will put the fuel, and when everything is smelted down, it will come down into this chest here. Now, there's a few things that I have left to do down here, and for starters, that's the interior of this room. I ended up going for the same exact dimensions that I did over here in the potion brewery, and again, that's because I want to connect the two different rooms up somehow, but I'm not sure if I want to go with a different design for this room, but I'm leaning more towards a new design of some kind. But either way, that's gonna have to be stuff that I do at a later date, because I've been editing this video as I'm going along, and I'm running into the point where I'm exhausting my creativity. Speaking of things that I will do at a later date, there's a couple things that I haven't shown you guys yet. For starters, I did go ahead and finish the forest. Since the last episode, I have added some grass and boulders everywhere, and it's crazy how much a seemingly small detail can add to the feel of this entire forest. And I say seemingly small, but in reality, this was a big project. I mean, if we go ahead and just take a look at the statistics, we can go ahead and see how many of these grass blocks that I've placed. And yeah, I've used about almost 9,000 of these grass blocks, which is interesting because I've only mined 2,300 of them, but that's mostly because I actually mostly mined the tall grass. Yeah, 6,660. But yeah, then I added these little boulders in, and I pretty much just created a few variations of these boulders and then randomly placed schematics down for them everywhere. So they're not identical, but they're not all unique either, but you can't even tell. Look how good this looks. The sunset with the orange fading to the purple into the blue. Beautiful. I love it. Look at that. So cinematic. I forgot a bed. All right, and then a couple episodes ago, we made these 3 houses here. And besides this first one, we do have interiors now, but this first one, because the interior space is so small, I just put a nano crop farm in here. So that's been nice. And then I also moved my bone meal farm into here. Coming down here, I have this one, which I was going for a tea house kind of thing. But yeah, we have these guys here, and these are the, what are they, the clerics? Yeah, the cleric. I think it was fitting because this is, you know, the tea house and they have the brewing stand. Got some seating areas right here, a little cabinet design, some kind of bench. Upstairs we have another seating area. I really like how this area turned out. It looks really nice. And then this wall right here is actually the facade for the window outside, but it serves as a really nice accent wall inside. So I really like that. And then coming down to this last one here, this is where I keep my toolsmiths. So this is like some kind of armory or weapon tool place. I don't know. As you can see, I was curing them here with this guy. I think I maxed out their prices though. They all sell me the diamond tools, which is nice. Coming around the block here to the houses we made in the last episode. There's still no interior yet, and I actually still have a mess from the last episode. Again, it's because my storage is so small, I don't have anywhere to put anything, but I will be working on getting these interiors done at some point as well. But yeah, that's going to be about it for this episode. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like or comment down below. I'm always interested in hearing what you guys have to say. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.